Signs, I won't stop until you're mine.
What's good, family?
This line.
It's
a line from a very.
This video that I'm about to do is a breakdown of a poem from Smokie Robinson called "A Black American." It was aired on Def Poetry Jam and all of that stuff, and I'm gonna play a small part of it, or at least parts of it, just to
Beautiful
mention
poet.
some of the bullshit that he's
And
twisting you back up
here
in.
tonight. I'm gonna stop this,
It's so
Def
sickening,
Poetry, please give it up for
and you
Smokie
guys are
Robinson.
just eating this shit up like candy, just like you do when it comes to Malcolm X. I mean Martin Luther King or Barack Obama. Y'all just eating this shit up like candy because it sounds good, because that's the popular thing. Man, this shit is ridiculous, family. This dude said that, basically said, fuck Africa. He loved being black. Listen to this.
I love being called black. I love being an American. I love being a black American. But as a black man in this country, I think it's a shame that every few years we get a change of name. Since those first ships arrived here from Africa that came across the sea, there were already black men in this country who were free. And as for those who came over on those terrible boats, they were called nigger and slave and told what to do and how to behave. And then Master started tripping, doing his midnight tipping down to the slave shacks where he forced he and great-great-grandma to be together. And if great-great-grandpa protested, he got tarred and feathered. And at the same time, the black men in the country who were free were mating with the tribes like the Apache and the Cherokee. And as a result of all that, we're a parade of every shade. And in this late day and age, you can be sure there ain't too many of us in this country whose bloodline is pure. But according to a geographical genealogy study published in Time magazine, the black African people were the first on the scene. So for what it's worth, the black African people were the first on Earth, and through migration our characteristics started to change and rearrange to adapt to whatever climate we migrated to. And that's how I became me and you became you. So if we're going to go back, let's go all the way back. And if Adam was black and Eve was black, then that kind of makes it a natural fact that everybody in America is an African American.
That's just the first part I want to stop it on. That means that everybody in America is an African American. This dude is basically following guidelines of the one drop rule. Now, if we are all the same, why would the Bible be specifically speaking on people that hate you, that are against you, that do not want the best for you? If it was supposed to be like this motherfucker Smokie is saying, we would not have people going up against us. We would not have people putting us in homes, locking us in jails, doing all of these different things. We would not have that. We would not have that shit, family, if everybody was the same. Because these are pale people locking us up. These are pale people that put us on the bottom of the totem pole, and we accept what they give us. You know what I'm saying? So this is not, let's be clear, this is not some, black people are on top in this particular society as well. These are all a handful of individual, limited amount of pale-skinned people. You know what I'm saying? That let the black folks come out and Bojangle and help them make money for their particular pockets. That's the only fucking ride you get. But listen to the rest of this shit. Listen to this motherfucker. Listen to that. The crowd just eating that shit up. Yeah. Let me rewind that little last part, though.
Then that kind of makes it a natural fact that everybody in America is an African American.
Everybody in America is an African American? Knock this shit off.
Everybody in Europe is an African European. Everybody in the Orient is an African Asian, and so on and so on.
Everybody in Europe is an African European. Everybody in the Orient is an African Asian, and so on and so on. You hear this dude? This dude is putting your ass right back into the civil rights movement. In the 60s, the civil rights movement shouldn't even have been happening like that. All right? It should have been going at a higher, different magnitude, on a different stage, on a different level. And now we're trying to relive the civil rights movement from in the fucking 60s? This motherfucker right here is bringing it back. You already got Obama and Jay-Z, and we still living out the bullshit from MLK. Listen to this shit, family.
That is, if the origin of man is what we're going to go on. And if one drop of black blood makes you black like they say, then everybody's black anyway.
One drop of black blood? Knock it off.
So quit trying to change my identity. I'm all.
If we are black anyway, why in the hell is it only white folks that's trying to get suntans? Why is not black folks out there trying to get suntans? If we the same, why is it white folks that's going through all of that? And why are we trying to look like them? Why are we trying to change to look like them if we're already the fucking same? Why are we bleaching our skin and perming our hair to look like some motherfuckers that wish they could look like us if we were the fucking same? This dude is really, really trying to keep you guys brainwashed. Pay attention to this shit, family. The shit sounds good because he drops a little bit of science in between, but he keeps throwing that little ear candy out there to hook you in to go along with the rest of the shit, because you still, co-signing the shit that he said that was real logical and made sense and factual. We are universal people. But does that make everything else he say right? Those are the reasons, the shit that he is saying and co-signing and telling us to co-sign subliminally are the reasons that have us in the situations we're in. Prior to this integration shit, we were already cool. We were living just fine. We didn't have a high jail rate, high death rate, or anything like that. And we had our economics were plush. We were doing things. Check this fool out.
Who I was meant to be. I'm a black American born and raised. And Brother James Brown wrote a wonderful phrase. Say it loud, I'm black and I'm proud. Say it loud, I'm black and I'm proud. Because I'm proud to be black. And I ain't never lived in Africa. Because my great-great-granddaddy on my daddy's side did, don't mean I want to go back. Now, I have nothing against Africa.
Let me rewind this little part real fast.
It don't mean I want to go back. I want to be black. And I ain't never lived in Africa. Because my great-great-granddaddy on my daddy's side did, don't mean I want to go back.
He said he proud to be black, and he ain't never lived in Africa. But why say you proud to be black and then bring up you ain't never lived in Africa? If you was proud to be African, you would say, I'm proud to be African and I ain't never lived in Africa. You saying you proud to be black, but you ain't never lived in Africa is showing that you're not proud to be African, that you're not proud to come from the original source. Period. Let's pay attention to these words. A motherfucker ain't up there freestyling. He's saying some shit that he wrote down, that he rough drafted and made sure that it was correct enough to spit to you guys. Pay attention to this shit, family. Listen to this shit.
Now, I have nothing against Africa. It's where some of the most beautiful places and people in the world are found. But I've been blessed to go a lot of places in this world. And if you ask me where I choose to live, I pick America, hands down. Now, by and by, we were called Negroes. And after a while, that name was banished. Anyway, Negro is just how you say black in Spanish. Then we were called colored. But shit, everybody's one color or another, and I think it's a shame that we hold that against each other. And it seems like we reverted back to a time when being called black was an insult. Even if it was another black man who said that the fight would result, because we've been so brainwashed that black was wrong, so even the yellow niggas and the black niggas couldn't get along.
Now, we are different colors, and he's saying that it's an insult to speak on people based on color, but at the same time, he's not telling you shit about what those people that are not our color have done to us in history. He's just sitting here sharing personal fucking beliefs without giving us information that he knows of. This motherfucker just finished saying he been around the world. He's seen things that we have not seen. And he's still only sharing the bullshit with us. His bullshit opinions when he has seen factual things. You guys have to recognize how people fucking play you. Pay attention to this shit, family. Listen to the rest of this shit.
But then came the 1960s. When we struggled and died to be called equal and black, and we walked with pride with our heads held high and our shoulders pushed back. And black was beautiful. But I guess that wasn't good enough. Because now here they come with some other stuff. Who came up with this shit anyway? Was it one or a group of niggas just sitting around one day? Feeling a little insecure again about being called black and decided that African American sounded a little more...
This shit right there, he got people laughing. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the same thing that Barack Obama does. He tries to do stuff to where he could get you guys to interact. So since you guys can't push no buttons to interact with him, you know what I'm saying, like on a little touch screen or something, he has to do things to where he can basically get you involved in a laughter or visual type of aspect. Well, this has to be a laughter type of aspect for you to get involved and interact in, for you to feel more of a reason to cling on to that individual. This is part of the 48 laws of power. I mean, you can go back and read through that shit and read the fucking 48 laws of power from Robert Greene. Okay, just read the fucking outlining of the names of the chapters or the titles of what each chapter is. Just the title of the 50 chapters, the title of the 48 laws, not even the context of them. But those titles will tell you enough to where you will get a better understanding. And then reading inside the lines and the context of the titles is really going to show you, okay, these motherfuckers is duping you on purpose. They like to, reach that side of you that's going to touch you. And that side is the laughter side, or the side that's going to be tragic, where you'll be able to embrace it based on you've dealt with that type of tragedy. This is a regular type of thing that they use to get you hook, line, and sinker. Pay attention, family. Check it out.
Exotic. Well, I think you were being a little more neurotic. It's that same mentality that got Amos and Andy put out there because they were embarrassed about the way the characters spoke. And as a result of that action, a lot of wonderful black actors ended up broke.
They was embarrassed about the way that Amos and Andy spoke. Listen to what the motherfucker just said. I'm about to read.
Andy put out there because they were embarrassed about the way the characters spoke. And as a result of that action, a lot of wonderful black actors ended up broke.
So wonderful black actors ended up broke because of the type of dialect and the language and the ebonics and the style of the slang of the stereotypes that were used on the Amos and Andy show, because people were not able to make big money off of that anymore, and they were supposedly good actors, which Smokey Robinson just called them good actors because they were cooning on television. He just called them good actors and said that they lost jobs because people didn't want to see that type of shit like that. I mean, you have to pay attention to what's being pushed in front of you guys' faces and eyes and ears and noses. Pay attention. Smokey got y'all duped.
We were just laughing and having fun about ourselves. So I say, fuck you if you can't take a joke. You didn't see the Beverly Hillbillies getting protested by white folks. And if
Beverly Hillbillies was highly protested by white folks. Let's not get it twisted. It was very, very highly protested by white folks. He said you didn't see it. Key thing is to listen to words. You didn't see it. That's the truth. He spoke the truth. You didn't see it. But he lied when he said that it wasn't highly protested by white folks. You can look it up. Find out how. Look it up. Beverly Hillbillies protested in anybody's search engine. Yahoo, Google, whatever. Look it up. You'll find shit. Don't just look at one article. You'll find different articles and you gotta go through them. Look it up. He's a fucking liar.
You think that, of course you think that being called African American sets all black people's minds at ease? Since we affectionately call each other nigger, I affectionately say to you, nigga please.
He affectionately says to you, nigga please.
How come I didn't get a chance to vote on who I'd like to be? Who gave you the right to make that decision for me? I ain't under your rule and your dominion, and I'm entitled to my own.
Vote on who you'd like to be. How come he didn't get a chance to vote on who he'd like to be? Do you hear how insane this shit is, family? Where did you come from? Why in the fuck do you want to vote on who you'd like to be? He's trying to confuse you with words by saying some shit like that. He is mixing one thing with another, dibbling and dabbling in this bag and in this bag over there. You want to say that the bag, you want to say that how come you didn't get to choose who you want to be? Everybody has the opportunity and the option to be creative within themselves. But not recognizing the origin of it is the downfall and the mistake and the reason why we continue to go through these problems that are recycled and recycled and recycled throughout the different centuries and generations. So he's telling you some shit from an emotional standpoint, but he is mentioning the logic within it, and he is basically not hypnotizing you, but giving you a self-programming to say, I'll believe what he believes in and follow that indoctrination that he's trying to push on you. This shit was sold to him, and he's selling it to you so he can make money still. I mean, it's like an actor that's selling a prescription for a fucking pharmaceutical company. They're going to co-sign the product. It's like a black politician that's getting speeches written for them by white folks that are in charge. They have to sell that particular product so they can get endorsement from them white folks that are in charge. Pay attention to the rest of this shit though, family.
Own opinion. Now, there are some African Americans here, but they recently moved here from places like Kenya, Ethiopia, Zambia, Zimbabwe, and Zaire. But now the brother whose family's lived in this country for generations, occupying space in all the locations, New York, Miami, LA, Detroit, Chicago. Even if he's wearing a dashiki and sporting an afro. And if you go to Africa in search of your race, you'll find out quick you're not an African American. You're just a black American in Africa taking up space.
Now here's where we get to some highly, highly contradictory shit. I'm about to replay this little part. He just finished saying if you go to Africa, you're going to find out that you're out of place. Because basically you're a black person in Africa space. Now let me replay that part so you can hear it clearly.
If you go to Africa in search of your race, you'll find out quick you're not an African American. You're just a black American in Africa taking up space. And sporting an afro. And if you go to Africa in search of your race, you'll find out quick you're not an African American. You're just a black American in Africa taking up space.
Now, you might have to rewind some of this part just to hear that clearly. You not an African American. You just a black person in Africa taking up space. So he basically went from saying that you're not African and he loves to be called black to saying that you're not even an African American and he just loves to be called black. So he just completely starts off telling you about the origin and then instead of embracing it, denies it because he likes where he is at in the position that he is in. And he doesn't want to lose it for anything, family. He just fucking told you that shit in so many fucking words. You have to pay attention. You have to read the lines and in between the lines and on the outsides of the lines. He just fucking told you that. Let's hear it again.
If you go to Africa in search of your race, you'll find out quick you're not an African American. You're just a black American in Africa taking up space.
If you go to Africa in search of your race, you find out you're not an African American. You're just a black person in Africa taking up space. So that just contradicts everything that he mentioned prior to this that was already in this clip and in this poem, family. It seriously does. Pay attention to this video. Please recognize that they are really, really trying to take you backwards because they recognize that you are in the process of elevating. You are in the process of elevating. And for the record, Mos Def is a faggot. Mos Def introduced this dude out to the show, called him a beautiful guy. But even these words like beautiful are cold words when you're talking about people that consider themselves, you know what I'm saying, elegant and shit like that. And Mos Def, he's on Russell Simmons' show, and Russell Simmons is a faggot. Russell Simmons messes with faggots and white women. Ugly white-ass women. I mean, get it together, family. Put all these two and twos together. Pay attention to what's going on. I'm not a hater. I'm not a hater. I'm just analyzing and I'm showing you because you need to recognize it so you could come up out of the bullshit. I'm not stuck up in the motherfucking matrix. I'm not caught up in the bullshit like you. If I was to watch bullshit for 20, 30 minutes on television, I would know how to read between the lines and see what's bullshit and what's not. And you motherfuckers is going to turn around and embody it. Pay attention to this motherfucker. Listen to the rest of this shit, family.
Why you keep trying to attach yourself to a continent where even if you got the chance to go and you went, most people that wouldn't even claim you as one of them, as a purebred daughter or son of them. You know,
that's a fucking lie. That's a fucking lie. If you follow the indoctrination that he's telling you, that will give the reason for, that will be a reason for all Africans in all the different countries in Africa for them to hate you because you are following a Europeanized pale-faced indoctrination. That's why they would hate you. That will be the only reason. That's why they would want to give you a machete to the motherfucking neck or the chest or the heart or the back or the whatever or chop your fucking head off. Because they recognize that you're co-signing the ideology from this European system. That's the only reason, family. What he's talking about is bullshit. What he's talking about is bullshit. Listen to the rest.
But you're just right here now, no matter what you call yourself or what you say. And a lot of people died to make it that way. If you think America's a leader on inequality and suffering and grief them as a purebred daughter or son of them. You know, you're just right here now, no matter what you call yourself or what you say. And a lot of people died to make it that way. If you think America's a leader on inequality and suffering and grieving, how come there's so many people coming and so few leaving?
How come there's so many coming and so few leaving? Because they all getting thrown in jail when they don't follow the system after they get here. And other than that, they getting killed, MIA, and all of that shit. But listen to this other little part that he just mentioned because I want to mention something quick on that.
And a lot of people died to make it that way. If you think America's a leader on inequality...
So a lot of people died to make it that way for you to come here and be able to forget about your heritage and forget about where you originated from and all of those things right there and help you forget about slavery and what happened to your people. He's saying a lot of people died to make it that way. He is telling the truth right now, family. And he's speaking about a lot of Boule people. He's speaking about a lot of people that wanted to be on the high level of society as the Boule blacks that were part of the Greek fraternities and sororities. He is speaking on people that wanted to be puppets and trained to be indoctrinated into their system and be considered teachers and following the guidelines of the Greek and the Roman ideologies. He is trying to take you back into that era, family. Please pay attention. Listen to this shit.
And suffering and grieving? How come there's so many people coming and so few leaving? Rather than all this fine thought with America shit you promote, if you want to change something, use your privilege. Get to the polls. Come and support them. God knows we've earned the right to be called American Americans and be free at last. And rather than you moving forward with progress, you're dwelling in the past.
See, family, so he mentioned that he needs you to get out there to the voting thing. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the thing about it. So this ties you right back into Barack, and Barack ties you back into Martin Luther King because they pushing the same fucking shit. It's the same shit, family. He just brought it to you in a poem format, in an entertainment format, just like Barack Obama do when he come to you. When he come to you, he don't speak politics. He come to you and he raise the roof. He sing Love and Happiness and do a couple of dance moves. You know what I'm saying? Man, fuck that shit. When he go to the white folks, he speak politics. He speaks numbers. You know what I'm saying? Stop playing the game, family. Pay attention. Stop being sucked into the bullshit. Listen to this shit.
We've struggled too long. We've come too far. And so the folks who know who we were, let's be proud of who we are. We're the only people whose name is always a trend.
Did you hear that?
Americans. And be free at last. And rather than you moving forward with progress, you're dwelling in the past. We struggled too long. We've come too far. And so the folks who know who we were, let's be proud of who we are. We're the only people whose name is always a trend.
Instead of focusing on who we were, let's be proud of who we are? Wake the fuck up! Why are you listening to this bullshit and co-signing it? Fuck this motherfucker. He needs to be dead. Period. Period. He's very, very sick. Maybe he shouldn't be dead, but he needs a chance to be rehabilitated. And if not, he needs to be asleep forever. There's no question about that. Anyone that cannot be rehabilitated from the bullshit white identification that they want to make us embrace and inherit need to be silenced. Period. They need to stop breathing forever and ever. In Jesus' name, in whoever's name, in Allah's name, in the Most High's name, in Karma and Energy's name, in whoever the fuck name it is. Listen to this motherfucker. It's almost done.
When does this shit go in? Look at all the different colors of our skin. Black is not our color, it's our core. It's what we've been living and fighting and dying for.
You've been living and fighting and dying for black when Africa is your core? Get the fuck out of here. How is black your core? You just finished telling everybody about Africa. How is black your core? Because that is the shit that he wants to bring you into. Claiming that. Forgetting about the original names and the original ideology and the original doctrine. He is trying to manifest some new age era bullshit, and coincidentally it coincides with keeping you a slave in the New World Order. Period, point blank. Listen.
But if you choose to be called African American and that's your preference, then I give you that reference. But I know on this issue I don't stand alone on my own. And if I do, then let me be me. And I'd appreciate it if when you see me, you say, there goes a man who says it loud. I'm black. I'm black. I'm a black American, and I'm proud. Because I love being an American. And I love being black. I love being called black. Yeah, I said it. And I don't take it back.
Family, this nigga got y'all. Y'all better wake the fuck up. This nigga got y'all. Wake up. Wake up, fam. Wake up, family. I can't even pull out the heaters for you because I don't keep them here. But I got some shits ready. I'm getting shit ready. I'm not playing. I'm not fucking around no more with no fucking police, with none of this bullshit, family. I'm ready. I'm ready. I am ready. And I'm helping to get motherfuckers ready. Stop playing these motherfucking games. Now, I'm not talking about nation building on this thing particularly. I'm talking about protecting the motherfucking people in the process of the nation building. I'm on it. Holla at your boy, family. You need strategies? Holla at your boy. You need plans to be able to get some of these things cracking? Holla at your boy. Ideas to dupe them out of their shit and be able to use their shit against them? Holla at your boy. Enough of the games, family. Enough of the games. We all we got. And if we keep on mixing with these motherfuckers, then we not all we got. You about to be on their side. And then there's going to be the other ones that's left that's not fucking with them. That's going to be part of the we all we got. So let's get that shit together. Motherfucking black power. Motherfucking power to the people that's for the oppressed people. Not just black people. I'm not even tripping off of this knucklehead revolutionary bullshit. Ain't none of them motherfuckers pushing buttons when it comes to shit. RBG is a shit. And I'ma always represent that. First and foremost. Period. And nothing else. But at the same time, I'm not repping for everybody that rep that shit. Because they faked in a motherfucker. Most of them are. Power to the people that's for the oppressed people. Period. Fuck everybody else. Die. Die while you sleeping or get killed. I don't give a fuck. It's not about you motherfuckers doing nothing. It's about you motherfuckers taking a dirt nap. Power to the people that's for the oppressed people. Period. Fuck the color. I'm tired of this knucklehead shit. But I still don't subscribe to pale-faced people. I still don't fuck with them on no level. On no motherfucking level. I will have a conversation with one. I will never let any of them be part of any motherfucking plan that I'm a part of. Part of no strategy that I'm dealing with. That's for our people. Holla at your boy. Troubleshooting Melanated Underachievement Facebook page. Ella Kim Me Think Very Deeply Garvey Facebook page, dedicating energy to recreate my energy. You figure out the spelling. It's not going to be what you think. That's the Facebook page too. Holla at your brother. Holla at your brother.